Okay, hello guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Oh, I'm a bit late. How are you guys doing? Oh, I already see my husband. Oh, hey, 映るよ。ふくらはぎしか映ってないから大丈夫です。はい？何の？Okay, producer husband said that I should encourage you to, but to subscribe to this channel and hit the like and also share this live stream. Okay, let me turn this around. This, sorry, it's lighting. Oh, it's massive. Okay. Does that look better? Okay, like this moves a little bit too much. But anyway, hello, greetings, hello, 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 hello. Do you guys know the cat videos or dog videos where the dogs or cats say like hello? Cat life. Speaking of which, hello. Hi, a lot of highs. Konnichiwa, hello. How's Japan coping with the fall of Abe? We are still confused, and there are lots of different kinds of discussions, but mainly we are now talking about the unification church. But in my opinion, that's not the discussion that we should be having. It's rather what the criminal wants. Like it's the like we keep talking about the unification church because the criminal who assassinated Abe was influenced. No, not influenced. Like his mother gave so much donation to the unification church, and therefore his family suffered and blah blah blah, and that resulted in assassinating Abe, who he thought was in deep ties with the unification church. And so we keep talking about it, but it's like justifying the criminal act of the criminal. So I don't like to talk about it. Like the unification church does have problems like criminal level, but that's like something that like that sort of people, like religious people or those who are like lawyers or the victims of the religion and so forth, like those people should be working on it, and not us like political people, opinion leaders and so forth. We should be talking about what Abe did to Japan in this post-war regime, and also how his policies influenced the world, and how we like what we should do to carry on his legacy and the directions that he got for us and so on. So yeah, we are all distracted, and people, like even conservative people, don't realize that, and it's getting annoying to be honest with you. Like people don't talk about, I mean, people don't know how to think logically. That's how I feel. Hello, hello. Oh, Texas. I bet that it's so hot over there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I do you guys know Sarah pronunciation is difficult for me. Sarah Carter. She's a contributor to Fox News, and I saw her Instagram today, showing her daughter getting married, and the husband wore like a very Texas-ish hat. And it was so cool, like all those dudes in wearing that hat. Yeah. Hola. Yoko, did you know that the Unification Church are connected to GOP and Trump? They also own the Washington Times, Sarah Carter's newspaper. Yeah, I mean, Sarah Carter's newspaper too. I mean, what you need to know is that basically what the media here is doing right now is to demonize the Unification Church, which actually does have does have problems. So they demonize the Unification Church, and also emphasize the ties that the Unification Church has with Abe, so that they can and Unification Church is known for lots of like criminal level things that they do, and so they create the picture that Abe is equal to that. They were deeply connected, right? So that the more they demonize the Unification Church, they are basically demonizing Abe altogether, right? So that's what they do. And so when it comes to Trump, by that, and this Unification Church affected the family, this one family, like the criminal's family, and like, I mean, the assassinator. And so, like, and they justify, like, oh, this church has so many problems that this criminal was, made. And that kind of picture makes another picture that those who are deep ties with, like the politicians, especially not only in Japan but America and Europe, as reported, they can demonize all these politicians equally. So that's the trap they are you know getting into. And so you gotta watch out for that. And of course, yeah, I think I was telling you guys about this religious group here that is pro-Trump. But there are two main pro-Trump religious groups here in Japan. One is Sanctuary, and another is Happy Science. And the Sanctuary, Happy Science is just another religion, but happy the Sanctuary is the like is separated from the Unification Church, and their headquarters is in the U.S. And they of course insist the rights of Second Amendment. So they have guns and rifles in pictures, like the founder or whatever, like they have the huge gun in their hands and so on. And they are pro-Trump, right? And they do the same here in Japan as a branch, and we've known that. But individual, like if you see them individually, like they're good-hearted people, and they're different from the Unification Church. And it's like we have to be careful when we look at what's really going on, like things are different. And it's like, and like politics and religion, at least here in Japan, our constitution, written by America, by the way, it's only limiting the people in power, like the government can, like it says that the government and those who are in power cannot force their religion or whatever religion that they want to the citizens. The power forces the citizens. That cannot happen. And it allows the freedom of the people on like religions and political activities. So that means that what that means is that all these religious groups and so on, they can freely do their political activities, talk to politicians, shake hands with them, whatever, give money if needed, like under the law. And yeah, so like we have to know what we are talking about when we talk about things like this, because the mainstream media, wants us to all get confused, and they want to create the picture that this they call the religion a cult. Unification Church is a cult. And so those who were connected to such a cult is also like a criminal and blah blah blah. So yeah, I feel sorry though that it's spreading to the world. But the thing about them is that like people like Unification Church, they work so hard, like, and we like those who are outside of the religion, we are not working as hard, so they get to do a lot more in politics, if you know what I mean. So yeah, aloha, hi, good morning, good morning. The citizens of Sri Lanka has revolted and has taken over the palace. Oh yeah, I saw that. Like they were hanging out in the pool and so forth. But I saw that they found like a huge amount of cash and they gave it to the police. Like, and when I see them like hanging out in the pool and so forth, I'm like, what are they doing? Like it's a little bit, they are crossing the line. I feel as Japanese, but they're good-hearted. I feel. First of all, countries do have citizens to do that. Could we all learn from them? Yeah. I mean, I don't exactly know what happened in the country, but I just feel sorry though that the whatever the government was doing was not working. And yeah, but they're coping though. I need to learn more about what happened in the country. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty. You're so pretty. Hey, Yoko, what do you think about Ken Akamatsu winning his position in Japanese politics to protect freedom of expression in Japanese media culture? I think it's a good thing. I don't know much about him, but I was impressed by how many votes he earned. That was the most, like, he earned the most votes in the, like, it's a national, like, all Japan vote. I don't know what it's called in English. Let me look. National-wide proportional. What? Japanese House of Councilors National Proportional Representation Block. Okay, that's so long. I can't remember. Yeah, it's so yeah, it's, I think it's great that usually politicians that are chosen, they have their speciality, like I don't know where to emphasize specialty, like they have some expertise, right? And so usually that's where they get the votes from and so forth. But so for him, it's the comic and that sort of expressions. And not many politicians are familiar with that sort of things, and especially right now, of course, political correctness is heavily imposed to the Japanese society too. So I find it a good thing that he's there. I don't know about his national security policy or ideology and so forth though, so I can't you know say that he's perfect. I can't say that. But when it comes to the freedom of expression, I think it's a good opportunity for us all. Hello, Takira. Gracias. Is it gracias or gracias? I don't know. Oh, you're interested in him too. Tell me about Ken Akamatsu winning a role in something related to the government. I don't understand what it is. Does he have a role? He just got elected, I think. I wonder if I can find the Akamatsu. He's one of his tweets says something about he to to stop the access of pirate sites on the internet. you know There are lots of pirate sites, and he wants to stop that to protect the rights of the creators, I think. So yeah. So yeah, it's more about the creator side, maybe. I'm not sure. What's the response for how China celebrated Abe's death? Seems some sort of reprisal is in order. Um, what's interesting about that is that, of course, we conservatives reacted to China's reaction for a bit, but then our extreme left started to say like, oh, we shouldn't, like there's this plan of, wait, let me look it up, state funeral. Yeah, state funeral, we call it kokso, but like there will be a huge funeral for, or a ceremony for Abe, hosted by our country or government. So it's a national thing, and our administration decided to do that in the fall, I believe in September or so. So there will be that ceremony, and there will be lots of world leaders or VIP sort of people gathering in Japan to, I mean, for Abe. And the discussions inside of Japan, one of the discussions here has been about that the extreme left is saying that, oh, we shouldn't spend our tax money on such a funeral, and they keep going with how Abe was bad and so forth. So there's that happening. And so rather than China, we're focusing on our domestic discussions. It's so crazy, man. They don't have a heart. Like communists in Japan, they don't have a heart. Communist, or I would just say like extreme left. I don't even know what they believe in. They just want to destroy Japan. Hello, hello. I'm from Texas too. We are in the triple digits and it's dry. Yeah, America's summer is so dry. It's so weird. Feels like a furnace, because you feel the heat waves around. Ooh, wow. I don't think I can. I don't know, man. Like it's so hot here. The temperature is high, but what's high is the humidity. And humidity, man, it feels like hell. Like I've never been in hell, but you know what I mean. Oh yes, cowboy hat. Yes, 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 yes. Rest in peace, Shinzo Abe. Thank you. 43, 43 Celsius. Dude, I would die. I would literally die in that temperature. It's only like when it goes above 30 Cel- Celsius, is when it's above 30, then we are like, ugh. But it's humid, so it's different though. Cynical question: do you think the assassination of Abe helped the LDP win more votes at last week's election? Yeah, I think that there were some, what we call like a sympathy votes that probably did happen. And the media is saying that the LDP won like by far, they won heavily, but it's not really that way. So like when it comes to what was that word, I need to look that up again. Japanese House of Councilors National Proportional Representation Block. We have like two kinds for the Japanese House of Councilors election, and one is just local district, each prefecture, and another is proportional representation block. So in the latter one, lost they lost like 1% of the seats. Like they lost more than they should. And yeah, So I guess that Abe kind of helped, by the tragedy. Unfortunately, I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately. Um, have you heard about Ivanka Trump's passing? Oh yes, I heard. I saw Ivanka, the daughter's tweet. I think it was on Twitter. Yeah, I saw the picture of her mother, and I'm truly sorry that it happened. I mean, everybody has to go through that, but yeah, my heart goes out to her and her family. In America, there are many churches that ruin people's finances. They call it prosperity gospel. Oh, interesting. Uh, huh, okay. I'll remember that word. I'm like going one by one. Am I wasting my time? Like, oh, so many comments. Sorry, I'm slow. I just want to read everything. I know I don't have enough time, but yeah. Yeah, if you have questions, just, write it down. And also, if you send me in a super chat, I notice faster. Was Abe going to try and make Japan independent? What does that mean? Like, how the United States kind of. Um, what Abe emphasizing was to end the post-war regime. So basically, changing like getting our education back on track, and yeah, I think that eventually, I think he was talking about having our own military, by revising our constitution. Like we always conservative people always talk about, revising the constitution so that we can have the military, but I think that he actually had a name for that. So yeah, it was a strong idea. And but I don't think that it necessarily means to, kick out the US base and so on, because it does help us, like not only Japan, but it's actually helping the US, by having the bases here. And Trump, when he, first showed that to the public that he's going to run for the president position in 2015, he was at first he was saying how, oh, we're gonna cut ties with Japan, like in that sense, like no more funds or whatever to the US base. But yeah, he changed his idea because it's actually contributing to the United States also. What religion do most Japanese follow? It's called Shinto. But there, but Japanese people don't realize that we are religious, because it's soaked in our custom, like everyday custom. So people don't realize that. But for example, when we eat, we do this and say "itadakimasu," like thanks for the lives, like for the dedication. I mean, not the dedication. It's a what's called like devote. I don't know the word, but like we are taking lives, so we think that lives and so on, and we hit the shrine, and yeah, we do lots of religious things, not knowing or not realizing that it's a religious, like it's labeled as religious, when seen from other countries. Oh, super chat. Thank you for your super chat. Germany upped its military spending by 100 billion. What? Do you think Japan should do the same? I I can't translate that money. Like I don't know the unit, but uh Japan's direction is that I think that we decided that we're gonna boost the budget for our defense. So it's decided. So it's good. Yes, let me look up. And I think that our current prime minister said that he's going to get rid of like the limit upwards. Oh, my husband is here. うんうん。うんうん。Okay, so my husband just told me that so NATO decided to go with 2% of GDP, so it's decided, and Germany, as you wrote, Germany is gonna, you know, increase the budget for defense also, and Japan says that we're gonna increase also accordingly. However, we don't know for sure that it's gonna happen. That's what my husband said, and I think he's right. So yeah, but yeah, we there are lots of news right now, from yesterday too. Uh, mm, so, Shinzo Abe was the guy, the very person that wanted to make it happen, but he died. So right now, like even though he was no longer the prime minister, he him having the experience as a prime minister got him the power inside of his party, and so he was really like strong. He was strong guy inside of LDP, our leading party, but he is now gone. So yeah, it's gonna be difficult. Yes, I heard when it comes to Germany, I heard that they're Russia is not sending energy to Germany right now, making excuses. I mean, of course, it's a war, and Germany is on the side of NATO, and of course, it happens. But now they are talking. Germany is talking about what the nuclear power plants, right? Like they might, use them more or something. And that's very interesting to us because we had the earthquake up north and it damaged one of our nuclear power plants. And because of that, still to this day, there are some nuclear power plants working. Like, some of them are working, but it's not enough. Like, we're not using every all the power plants, so that's why it's actually affecting our economy too. So, and it's not only the economy, but we are like going through the shortage of electricity, and so government is, even though it's like super hot right now, the government is saying both. They're saying both things, like, you gotta limit the usage of your electronic power. Don't use electricity too much, and at the same time they're saying, oh, you gotta turn on the air conditioner because you don't want to die. So we are like, huh? So there are confusions. Anyway, thank you for your super chat. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, Buddhism too. Japanese people, we believe in Buddhism too. So So every day we practice Shinto stuff. And when we die, we go with like Buddhism style funerals. But we celebrate Christmas. And oh, yeah, some people, have weddings at Christian churches. And yeah, it's all mixed. It's so interesting. How many Japanese go to church, whether it is Christian or Catholic? Uh, I don't think the majority go, because I don't even go, right? Like, it's not that I don't have anything against Christianity or Catholic. Catholic. I don't know the noun. um yeah, but yeah, for example, I've been to like a historical churches, but not like for religious reasons. And some people do have weddings at church, but that is because of the influence of Hollywood movies and so forth. I think that they see all this white dress and what's called like virgin robe, is it called? And they have all this fantasy or dream, just like American girls. And yeah, so a lot of Japanese people do that. But yeah, anyway. US also wrote Germany's constitution. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's the US, but the United Nations, right? But Germany instantly rewrote it. Like they wrote by themselves right after, right? But Japan didn't. Yeah. Oh, US did not help write the constitution of West Germany. Oh, okay. Okay, I need to look into like I have there are so many things that I have to learn, and I keep playing games. I need to I need to grow up. Um yeah. Not state Shinto, but they should include Shinto in school. Yeah, America at the time, like right after the war, when America was occupying Japan, they actually banned Shinto, saying it's a state, called it just as you wrote, like state Shinto. But it's not like it doesn't. It's just a custom level, and even though it's categorized as a religion, I feel like it's a little like it's a different kind of things, you know. So it's very interesting to compare like totally different cultures to categorize into one. Like it's kind of same, but not really. Anyway, let's go faster. What is negima? Negima? Negima. I am pleased with the results of the House of Councilors the election, and hope it brings Japan one step closer to a constitutional change to allow an actual military. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, because the thing is that fortunately or unfortunately, we see all what's happening in Ukraine because of Russia, and Japanese people, like non-political people, they are realizing that it's important to have the power to protect our country like by our own. So that's why the government right now, like over here in Japan, the government is now saying that they're gonna increase the defense budget, and they can do that because not only the international society is the way it is now, but also like because of that, like the public opinion is changing. So now politicians have like they don't have to worry too much about getting rejected by the public and so on. So yes, that's good. Is Japan getting hammered by high inflation also? Yes, it's we are going through like high prices, and like everything is like expensive, and also just in general, like it's hard to live, you know like we can't pay, like it's like double damages, like as the foundation we had COVID-19, and we like No, it's like a three stages, I feel. So like over the past 20 years or over 20 years, like our society has been in recession, so that's one stage, right? And then on the top of that there came COVID-19, so that affected or damaged the economy. And then now the Russian war happened, and so like it's oh, and in the middle of that, actually Abe administration increased our consumption tax twice. So it was first 3%. A long time ago, we didn't even have consumption tax. But anyway, when we said it for the first time, it was 3%. And then during Abe administration, it became 5 and then 10%. So yeah, we are suffering right now. Oh, super chat, another super chat. Thank you. The German constitution was not written by the US. Japan actually adopted a lot of the German legal system. There was a liberal constitution of Weimar, Germany. That was the basis. Huh. Okay, cool. Okay, so US didn't write. Okay, I learned something new. I learned something new. Okay. Interesting. You know what's interesting about Germany? When the prime minister was Merkel, Merkel, I don't know the English pronunciation, but yeah, when she was the leader, Germany had the strong presence to the world. But right now, at least our media is not reporting Germany as much, like as strongly. So like we don't even know the face of the leader. Like I shouldn't like it might be a little bit rude to say that to you, but yeah, like it's interesting how things change. Yeah. I like Germany though. The language is so cool. German language. It's so like, that's the impression I have of German language. So cool. Um, do you guys know what's the name of the comedian? The Filipino guy. I think he's Filipino, but so good at mocking all these different races. And when it comes to Japan, he's like, "Oh, Japanese people, they talk like," and his representation is so funny. Hello, Yoko. Hello. Yoko-san, who's the next leader of the Seiwa? Wow, you know very well. I support State Funeral Abe-san. Cool, thank you. I'm impressed that you know Seiwa, the faction inside of LDP, our governing party. Yeah, I think they're saying that it's gonna be like it will be led by the group, like not exactly somebody, but many. It's many, like plural. uh, yeah. So I believe that the faction will keep the name of Abe to respect him, I guess. So yes. Most people in America read manga for free. Do they? Tashidere, Yoko. Tashidere. Yoko, will Japan now be able to chan the constitution and allow themselves to have a military after the national diet election? I don't think it's like that. Yeah, we haven't. I think that the sad part right now is that, of course, as I said, Abe was the guy that was behind the curtain and be there to support the movement to get Japan militarily independent, but he's gone. And also after, like, due to the loss of him, our society right now is pretty chaotic. Like I keep posting Japanese tweets you know. But that is because that is because our society is so, like, people are so confused right now. Like, we lost a huge leader, and also people are saying all like different things at the same time, and we don't even know what we are talking about. And the conservative side especially, in order to respect um, what Abe was doing for the country, we should be talking about what he did for us, right? And to continue with his policies. But conservative people are not talking about it. We keep talking about the unification church, and it's so like chaotic right now. So we are no like we're not on the level yet to talk about constitution and so forth. It's pretty ironic. I don't know why we are so low like this. Uh, 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 uh. Oh, Jokai, yes. it's it's in, yeah, Jokoi. Wow, you remember? Yeah, he's super funny. And yeah, just write his name and Japan into YouTube, and you will see how he what he thinks of Japanese people. I don't blame him. It's super funny. He's so funny, man. Okay. Anyway. Man, reading comments is fun. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm like going back and forth. So like I'm like, how far did I go? Yes, read that. Read that. I think the left are planning and coordinating to make certain hashtag trends should be looked into. What kind of hashtags? Go to Michael Young and Masako's local sites to catch up on what's going on with Dutch farmers and Sri Lanka. Okay. Yeah. Huh. I remember she's backed up by Sanctuary. What do you think about Kadokawa going woke under its new discrimination and diversity announcement? Ooh, I'm not following that. Hmm. I uh I don't know about that, but I saw like Nintendo has like a partnership program. Like, let me see. Nintendo, something about same sex, and I don't know. I feel like, but yeah, like all this gaming and manga stuff, like comic field, it's like affected by the liberal side so much. Oh yeah, Nintendo. Oh, they have this partnership system inside of their company to treat those who have like same sex partner as equal as marriage. Partnership system. So like people are praising the company. That's interesting. Communists in America and the West are the same. Also celebrated. Also celebrated. Oh yeah. Ababe. Right. Yeah. United States, Japan, South Korea, India, Philippines, Taiwan, the legitimate government of China must unite to um in economic and military alliance to check China and North Korea's military ambitions. Yeah. Isn't it interesting that North Korea keeps getting ignored? Sometimes they launch a missile and we're like, oh, right, they're there. But as a Japanese citizen, though, I should never forget about North Korea because our people are still abducted, by North Korea. They still, like, Japanese people are still trapped inside of North Korea. So yeah. But speaking of which, like, so many countries aligned all together. I saw the news of G20 in Indonesia, and that's where I read that Biden and Xi Jinping will have a meeting. I think they are having an online meeting at the end of this month, and then face-to-face meeting in November when G20 happens, like a leader, like the summit one. When that happens, they're gonna talk about stuff together. But the problem is that Biden, what I read was that Biden is gonna get rid of what it's called, of tariffs. Oh yeah, tariffs. That, how Trump was imposing tariffs on China, but Biden is going to get rid of that. Like, I saw that on the news. Like, I don't know the details of it, but I read something like that, so I'm concerned. Yeah. I really hope that America, like Biden administration, won't reverse the direction with China. Now China is a competition to America, competitor to America, but because of the struggles that the country has due to the war in Ukraine with Russia, I feel like Biden administration might actually compromise and get back to China, which is way worse than Russia into like world level. I don't know. So I'm concerned about Biden. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. Hey, Yoko, I've read that Mitsubishi is working on a new jet for Japan called the X2. Cool to see Japan make a new plane. Isn't it? There was one that they were working on, and I think the project got canceled, but I don't know if it's the same one or the new one. um, I wonder what's happened to Mitsubishi stuff. It says that, oh, space, is it Space Jet? They're I don't think that they are going to restart the project again. I wonder, but this says MSJ. Maybe it's a different thing. I don't know. Sorry. Japan conservatives should focus more on Western corps and NGOs. China is bad, but once the globalists get their hooks in, everything will be turned against conservatives. Yes, I agree. It's like China knows how to fight. They're all over the world. There is no place that Chinese people don't exist or Chinese money is not invested in. So crazy. And as for Japan, yeah, we should do all this investment as well, to Africa and so forth, especially like small countries and so on. Even though they're small, they're one vote in the United Nations, UN. And so, yeah, Japan needs to be more strategic, but I feel like we are new to this in this post World War II regime. Yeah, like Abe administration was great because the administration established the systems for us to have our national strategy. Until then, we didn't have our national strategy. So crazy. But yeah, I think sometimes that how Japan is surviving right now as an independent nation is just a miracle. We're just so lucky somehow. Yeah, there's so so many things that Japan needs to do. Yeah. Japan has a lot of superstition too. Yes, we do. We do so many superstitions. 110 billion dollar. That's so much that I suck at math. So okay, now that I can read. 110万、100万、100万、100万、100万。Okay. 130億。Mm. Okay, I need to go in 10 minutes. So, Catholicism. Thank you. Yes. I'm German and our energy policy is terrible. Yeah. Our leftist government does not renew nuclear, it increases coal. Eh? We have very few reserves for winter. Yeah, yeah, same for Japan. German decided to stop nuclear after Fukushima. Oh, super chat. My husband always comes saying, "There's a super chat." Oh, thank you again. It's fine. Russia failed so hard. China stopped. Yeah, Russia failed. What do you mean Russia failed and China stopped? I don't exactly get that. Hmm. If Biden is still alive. Uh, there was something about Kamala Harris today. Like people were talking about it. Like I mean about her. And I don't remember what it was about. But I feel like I saw her name a lot on Twitter. The UN is a joke, yeah. The problem of the UN is that it's a joke. So like Trump administration uh, they wanted to get out of the UN and they did get out from one of the one committee or something. But the problem is that when we get out of the UN, then the bad guys rule the organization. So then that is going to work against us. So that's the tricky part when it comes to politics, I think. Um, Hey, Hakata Bijin. Oh, thank you. Do you think Japan should become the policy leader in Asia rather than America? Uh, ideally, ideally, but it's not realistic. We can't even have our own countries. Like we don't have our direction. It was only Abe who actually had the vision, and for example he is known for free and open Pacific strategy and also Quad. So those are like, it first came with like the security diamond. We surround our threat, and also we just you know cooperate together and so on. So he had all this vision and so forth, but he was the only one, and the rest of us that are still here, we don't. There might be some people, but they don't stand out at all. And I guess that we are in the habit of relying on America, even conservative people. Because it's so hard to see the like we want to have our ideals, but at the same time we have to be realistic. So the line is a little difficult for us. And yes, we want to be a leader in Asia. It's not China, but we need to become the leader for the world peace also. But I think that it's like co-leaders in Asia with the US. I think that's the reality, because that's how it is right now. That Japan and the US, we have the alliance and we talk so much. And, our countries communicate very well and we share lots of information and we're thinking about our strategy together. So it's just how it is, I think. Yep, yep, yep. Too many word salads. Huh. I heard Kamala's staff is constantly leaving the job. Oh no. Oh yeah, speechwriter. Yes, yes, yes. Don Goro is like always filling me in with like what I don't remember. Quit. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So everyone was like, "Oh, she had a speechwriter." Yeah, that's surprising. Yeah, Obama's speechwriter was so good though, right? Like there was a speechwriter, right? So good. Obama's speeches are well written, eloquent, right? And the invasion, I believe, is Russia. Was supposed to be quick. It wasn't. Ah, I see. I see. Yeah, it's so. The thing though is that I was talking to the former National Diet member like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and he's no longer a politician, but he has decades of experiences. And what he was saying was that you know Ukraine, backed up by the US and Europe, like they are fighting so well, and Russia thought that they could take Ukraine in like a week, and they did fail on that. Like it's dragging so much and it's costing a lot for Russia also. However, what the former National Diet member here was saying was that, but we keep protecting or defending Ukraine and we don't attack Russia. So it's not going to actually protect, it's a matter of time. Uh, like whether like Ukraine, falls or like would Russia actually fall? And when you think about it, like why is it that Russia keeps attacking and Ukraine is not attacking the mainland? Because Russia says there will be a nuclear bombs and so on, like the atomic bombs. But we listen to that and we don't attack them, and because of that, the war is dragging and there are much more, I mean, the tremendous amount of uh, casualties are born. But if we don't attack, then we don't there's less possibility to win, but like it's in a weird state right now, I feel. And that's what our former National Diet member was saying too. It's so hard to defend. Like defense doesn't let you win. So yeah, that's how I feel. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Trump has a tendency to off script, which can be hilarious, but sometimes annoying, annoyingly long. Interesting. Yeah, yeah. Man, just like Trump, Abe had such a humor. Too bad that he's gone. As an American, Abe's greatest accomplishment was realizing the threat posed by the CCP before most other leaders did not, reorienting Japan's policies and alliance to face it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I feel like America noticed though. Like it's like when Obama had the pivot to Asia, it was like, it was like Middle East to Asia. It was Obama time, and I don't know which was earlier, Abe or Obama, but yeah, we all saw CCPs, increasing their power, especially militarily. Like they keep expanding, like even openly. And yeah, but what's great about Abe was that he was really good at diplomacy. He does speak English, like not fluently, I guess, but like he is such a good communicator, and he's just a charming, charismatic person that he became friends with all the world leaders. And it's really crazy how many, messages that we get from the world, like nearly 300 countries and districts have sent like all this, what you call, messages to commemorate him. Yeah, and it's we don't see other examples like that in Japan, so we are overwhelmed by how much he was evaluated highly by the world. And that, of course, comes from his own efforts. Yes, he had. I wonder if it has the English version of this. His diplomacy has. He doesn't have like it's like the Earth diplomacy. I would say. Uh, he went all over the world. Seriously. Globe, just globe, globe diplomacy or global diplomacy. He went all over the world to do the diplomacy. Yep. Oh, it's been an hour. I need to go. Japanese VTuber got scared recently because her recording picked up by another voice in a whispering tone. What? Huh. Yoko, what is you and your husband's opinion of the assassination of Inojiro Asanuma? The Japanese right claims that his death saved Japan from communism and his killer is celebrated every year. Ah, I forget. Sorry. Asanuma. It's not really talked about today. Inojiro. My husband should know. Like I think I told you a long time ago. Huh? ああ、の刺された方のことか。So Otoya Yamaguchi's victim. It's actually benefited the what was his party? どこの政党だっけこの人。社民党かどっか。社社会党だよね。うん。ソーシャリストね。うん。同情されたよね。うん。So, yeah, his he it's it actually benefited his party, the Socialist Party and they won the election. So that's not good. Doesn't help. Like the violence doesn't help, in my opinion. Because what do you want to do by the assassination? And even if you just same with Abe, of course he's charismatic and there's no replacement for him, but we can all learn. So like we will keep fighting, and so I guess it's the same for the left side also. La la la, yes. Oh, thank you for super chat. Oh no, I almost missed that show. Oh yeah. Yoko, what martial art do you think is more useful, karate or judo? Ah, I've never done either of them, so I don't know. But I guess it's a little bit different. Like karate is more about, but judo is more like you tackle the person and like, hold them into the ground. What I would recommend is aikido. Like use the force coming from your opponent, so that you don't really need you don't need much power, and you just use the the power coming at you. And yeah, I used to do kendo, by the way, so if I have a sword I am strong. But I need a weapon. Yes. Charming was a good choice to describe Prime Minister Abe. He's loved around the world. Yeah, he was charming. Like his smile and his humor, and yeah, it's so rare coming from a rich man. Just like Trump, though. Like he's very charming. Oh yeah, another one. Thank you. That was the guy who assassinated the guy with the katana. Yes, 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 yes. By a teenager, I believe. Yeah. It's interesting how this assassination is very known worldwide, because we Japanese, we don't talk about it much at all today, at least. But like people outside of Japan know very well. That's a famous image of him with a sword. Yeah, I guess that it's kind of like a meme today for especially for Westerners, because you guys want to get rid of socialists and communists, and oh look what Japan did a long time ago. All right, that's the usage, right? So hmm. Not karate or judo, but a gun. Interesting. I did both judo and karate, and when I was a kid, judo. Huh? Was a kid judo, but in fights as an adult, I knocked people flat many times with karate type punches into the face. Ah, right. But I hear that people usually don't like to use, right, especially like boxer type of people. They know that they are strong, so they don't use their power. So yeah. Even like our small wrestlers too, they don't usually attack people because they can easily kill them. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, the photo is on 4chan all the time. Yeah. Oh, there's a video of it? Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Man, speaking of which, so Abe died because our security was not doing their job. They're so used to this country being so peaceful, like nobody attack each other, like publicly. When it comes to politics, politicians, things happen, just like you said. There were some incidents back in the day, but not recently. So I guess that what we call SP, like security guards, or bodyguards, like they didn't do their job. The police, the arrangement, like how they had their fellow workers on the spot, at the spot, it was not effective at all. So basically, I feel like they people keep talking about the unification church, but I feel like the police just let him die. So that's something that, we need to learn from. And as I said, there will be a national funeral, like a state funeral in fall this year. And that what that means is that there will be like world leaders coming, like getting together in Tokyo. So, and there are always crazy people, so we have to watch out for terrorism and all sorts of crazy murder attempts and so on. So, yeah, I really hope that we are ready to do that. The only way that I would oppose to state funeral is that we aren't ready, But we have to, for Abe and for our country. Our country is mourning like so much. My dad, by the way, messaged me and said that he he has been wearing a black tie after Abe died, and like he still works. My dad still works, and he wears suits, so he wears a black tie, and he's gonna do that until the end of August. He said. So we are mourning. So yeah. Man, I gotta go soon. So is Abe's assassination considered worse than the gas sarin attack in Japan in the 90s? Yeah. Different level, like totally different level. Yeah. Just imagine Trump being loved more, like the majority of your country love Trump, and then he gets assassinated. That's the level. And Abe was our prime minister for the longest time. So especially like younger people, when they are asked when they picture prime minister, then it's Abe. He's been in the position for such a long time, and the country was stable during his time. So like you start to feel like the attachment to your leader, right? So like we have a huge hole in our heart. Like it's not What's interesting is that it's not conservative people, but the people in general, like non-political people too, and they are just shocked that Abe was obviously a good person to people, the eyes of like normal people. And like not crazy ones, they thought Abe was like a demon, but not regular people. And they knew, like we all knew that Prime Minister Abe had the incurable disease, ulcerative colitis, and he suffered a lot from his disease, but he was so charismatic, and he was working so hard for the country, and everybody could see that. And we're just shocked that such an amazing leader like his life was taken like this. Like it's so shocking. So what's happening in Japan is that people are going to there are lots of, like in entire Japan, at city halls and so forth, there are places that you can give flowers to, and also write your name for him. And so there are lots of like long lines, especially in Tokyo and Nara where it happened. So people keep coming and coming, and I think it ended though, like yesterday or something like that. But yeah, it's a huge deal. So we are all like, I guess that everybody's mental state is not back to normal yet. So that's another aspect that's confusing our society right now. Yeah. The loss is as big for people like the Kennedy assassination. Yeah, we compare that to Kennedy. I don't know what you guys think of Kennedy, but um, the shock is as equal to Kennedy. That like we instantly imagined or related to Kennedy case because he was there, making a speech to the public eyes, and boom, he was gone. Yeah. Thank you guys for all your kind words about Abe. Yeah. I think that like his physical body is no longer here, but I know, like I believe in like after death world, I'm such a spiritual person. And like it's interesting. Like even the internet is real, we can't see the wi-fi, but there are wi-fi and we can get connected to, and just like that I believe that our conscious, at least like if not soul, it might not be a soul, but we can get connected to the consciousness. So it might be just the data that is just left out. Maybe it's not the soul, but we can still access to that and so forth. And I feel like we never die. So yeah, Abe is still watching all over us. And that's the way, like maybe you guys have different ways of viewing things, like especially religiously, but that's how a Japanese person like myself thinks. And that's how Shinto is. Like when we die in Shinto, when we die, we become kami, like God. It's not as powerful as like I guess other gods, but like we all go to the same place. Mm, yes. Interesting info on Japan's aid to China. Yeah. Man, we need to cut ties with China. Mm, like I criticize CCP a lot, but the real problem is that our economic field, doing business with China, they are getting out of China more and more, but still like we are helping the country and we are helped by the country, and the country is expanding to the world. And yeah, they're doing human rights oppression and everything. Like I'm like, what are we doing, and people keep talking about unification church. I'm like, rather focus on China. That's a big old cult, right? CCP. Yeah, anyway. Oh, well, Abe, thank you. Abe will be missed. Yes, his spirit will live on. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I hope there's something like a soul, a purely materialistic world will be very. Yeah. Thank you. The Economist rewards a great obituary. Ooh. Yeah, I see some reports and so on. It's good. Oh yeah, spirit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's the problematic part. Like when you explain Shinto in English, we translated our spirits as God, and that created so many things that are lost in translation. And yeah, and I guess that Westerners thought that it's a dangerous, dangerous religion and so on. So yes, that's the right word. I should say spirit. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Once I learn country Mandarin, it won't be that difficult. Yes, please, if you can learn Japanese, please. We need um, more people that can read our stuff. God is still accurate. Theology is complicated. Kami can be both God and spirit, even in Christianity. Huh? はい、入れてほしい。Okay. Man, I want to keep talking, but I should go. Oh my gosh, time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. I should go. So thank you guys. And I'm sorry that I keep posting on Twitter in Japanese a lot. But yeah, I'm just frustrated, you know. But yeah. If you guys talk to me in English on Twitter, then I will reply in English, of course. So you can always reach out to me. Okay. Yeah, your English skills are an inspiration to me trying to learn Japanese. Oh, that's such a compliment. Thank you. Yeah, I just love, if you love the language so much, like if you're obsessed, then you can do it. I'm still learning though. After 2 decades, man, I'm so old now. But yeah, it's still fun. Like I need to listen to English, American English every day. It's an obsession and it's like a addiction. Thank you. Posting Japanese, so I'll learn. Oh, nice. Thank you. Huh? Omnipresent. What is that? Om. Uh, oh, omnipresent. Cool. Right. So it exists simultaneously. Nice. Yeah. Thank you again. Very interesting discussion. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I gotta go. You're Japanese. You. Yes. Thank you guys. I gotta go. You guys probably, the majority of you are going to sleep. So have a good night. And those who are in Europe, have a good day. You are early risers, by the way. Oh, it's God? Okay. Thank you. This okay. So next time at around the same time, it's not exactly the same time, but around the same time, we'll meet each other again and talk. Okay. So thank you all for coming. Yes, I'll talk to you in a week. Okay. Bye. Good night. Bye bye.